Hello everyone. We have our news for the week, so let's go through everything. First up, maintenance. So it is affected by the time change for those that change the clocks, so expect it to be an hour later than normal. Ending with maintenance is pretty much all of the Esther events and all of the Final Fantasy IV events. If you have not finished doing the events to get the hat made, I suggest you get that done before maintenance. 60 attack, 60 defense, 25 demon and reaper kill a hat is very nice. So we do have a little bit to go through here. One thing that they did not list in the new news, which should be coming up, we got this a little while ago. The variance change should be in this patch. As they note here, 3.17, we should get the updates to all the variances, which means a lot of good stuff. All two-handed weapons become really good, and you don't want to use just fists or guns anymore. We can actually do good damage with everything. So, looking forward to that myself. And then we are getting 3 new units. So we're getting a premium unit, which is going to be around for a while, Neovision regular unit, and then we're getting a free Neovision unit. So we do have some logins. So first up, we get a login for Dark Rain. He is the premium unit. He's going to be around for like 2 months or something. So we get some fragments there. Raegen is the regular Neovision we're getting. And we get the fragments for him as well. So it's going to be 30 and 30, usual login stuff there for them. Then we do have another login here. Pretty much just some tickets, some Lapis, and a bunch of 110 Neovision tickets. Plus some Super Trust tickets. So a decent amount of free stuff there. So aside from that, both units are having their usual cash summons, the treasure summons. And then usual shops there. Now keep in mind, Dark Rain is a premium unit, which means no shards in the shop. So they don't list them here. You can get a 110 Neovision ticket instead, and then the usual stuff that we're used to there. Now for Reagan, the return, he's just the normal Neovision unit. They do not list his shards either, it looks like. So it looks like neither banner shop has shards for them. So XVS campaigns, that's the usual stuff that we normally see. So it's half energy, boosted enhancements, all chambers open, and half Gil awakening. So nice stuff there. They are doing some miscellaneous updates. So Bond with Rowan for Reagan is getting attack added to the passives. It's the only change that they're doing there. Obliterating Mirror of Equity is getting quite a big boost. So it's going from 525, or rather 5.25 mod base to a 22.5 mod after. So I mean, that's quite a big change. And then they're letting it get boosted up to a 30x. And Doomsday is getting changed from 7.5 to a 40. And they're going to allow awakening of that all the way up to 100x. And then for the free unit, Riser, it's going to be box summon, so we're going to get some tickets for logging in. We're going to do some events for tickets. And as long as we do everything, we should be able to clear out the box like we've done in the past for like the Final Fantasy X boxes that they did and everything else like that. So everything for him is in the box. So his trust, his shards, him, Transcension Pearl, some tickets, and other random stuff, looks like. So yeah. So events starting on 331 and 414 is going to be more. So it's going to be a little bit to fully max him out unless you get really lucky on what you pull. So he's a super limit burst unit, attacker buffer. His super limit burst kills him, does AE damage plus buffs the party. His super, kind of nice. It's a helm with 100 attack on it, so that would be the highest attack helm. And then for Riser and Golden Riser, they get 1,000 attack. Regular Trust is okay. It's 50% attack and 50% demon and human killer. So unfortunately, we've gotten Carton, so we've gotten a slightly better version of that. But if you don't have Carton, I mean, 10% less attack, you don't get to do wield on it as well. So we can take a look at his stuff before moving on with the rest of the news. So no changes that they've noted here. So absolute mirror chaining frames for him. So he gets triple cast, he gets a fire mirror move, he gets a barrage type move, Magnus to boost his fire damage. He gets to provoke. He gets an attack break, Blade Blitz, just AE hit that can be awakened all the way up to a 96 hit. We've already gotten a unit or two that has that awakened at +3. Interesting thing here is for normal attacks, he can buff his attack for 1 normal, 44,000% max. It's 11,000 per cast, so you need to cast it 4 times. So it would take him 2 turns to set up, seeing he's only got triple, not quad. He's got 100 to every killer. He's a dual wield unit with the chain cap, which isn't locked to dual wield, which is a nice change that they've done to a lot of dual wield units. And with his TM, he maxes out his dual wield too, 100 and 100. So he's an easy to gear unit. He's free. His base limit burst is actually a tag chainer, 25 hits, auto tag, 250 stat buffs to the party, 200 limit damage, and a 135 hit. And then his super is a 200x 7 hit, 300 stat buffs, 250 limit damage to the party, and then he kills himself. So, interesting unit. Probably be fun to do a few things with just because. Definitely usable. He's not super overpowered or anything. Alright, they're still doing the bonus lapis and everything for the certain chests. These are the old just get lapis bundles. I haven't touched those for quite a while. Fountain of Lapis is also coming back. I usually buy that. Usually good deal there. And then we have our new vision cards. So, Dark Rain vision card. Very good. Obviously, premium card means you have to get Dark Rain to EX3 to get it. 130 magic, highest magic card. 80% magic is nice. Mage units, which, I mean, you're going to use this on mage units. But 100% limit damage and 500 magic. None of those are locked to anything other than being a mage unit. Seeing it's a magic card and you're really only going to put it on mage units, quite nice there. And then for Raegen, the return, we can get one at EX1 and one at EX3. 70 attack and magic, 25% attack and magic. 100% demon killer for breaker units only, and 100% limit damage for breaker units only. So it could be useful. Obviously, you need a breaker unit to really use this card, otherwise it's not worth it. I mean, anybody that isn't a breaker unit, 70 attack and magic and 25% attack and magic, there are a lot of other cards that would be better. We get a usual quest for Rain. He's got a CG limit burst on his base limit burst. The super, obviously, like we've seen before, won't have the CG tied to it. Interesting limit burst. And we are getting a side story which is going to be around for a while. So we can look through the story, we get Lapis for doing it. It will unlock in the Vortex after a while, and then if we go through the entire story, we get a free vision card for it. Which, for new players, it's not that bad of a card. 60 attack and magic, and then it would be 40% attack and magic with 25% limit damage. For a new player that doesn't have many cards, it's pretty decent. Pretty much on par, a little bit better than a lot of the random cards that we can pull. And then aside from that, looks like a King Mog event that we're going to get. So we'll be able to get some tickets to summon on the Rise of box from this. Some featured items. Not sure if they'll let us boost these or not, as there's no information about boosting them. So there's a spare 166 magic with 30% magic. It's okay. The flag, 33 defense and spirit with 30% dark resist and 3 LB per turn. For a defense spirit unit that needs dark resist, it's not bad. And then a materia, 30% attack and magic. Beast killer, 25%. And demon killer, 50%. I mean, at least one of them's 50%. So, I mean, it's an okay materia. Killers are always nice. Obviously, we like when we see 50% plus on the killer percentage. So the items there, okay. And then for bonus, they're pretty much using every Brave Exvius unit. So obviously the new units are the only ones that get the 300 bonus, but then for 200 bonus is like all the Neo Vision Brave Exvius story units, and all the 7 stars and everything are listed. And then we do have some challenges down here. So we get Behold the Dark Calamity, 3000 Lapis, another Mystery Crystal, some other rewards. So that should be a fun fight. Mystery Crystals are usually interesting. They usually put a little bit of a challenge into those fights. And then we get the Assailant, which has some tickets and a Trust and Super Trust move, 100% each on there, which is actually really nice. Alright, so they are splitting them up into 2 different banners. So we're getting a banner for Rain and then a banner for Reagan. So the banner for Rain, the big thing to note is it's around from maintenance till 511. So it's here for just about 2 months. And being a premium unit, 60,000 Lapis to pity. So there are a couple of things. So he's getting a global upgrade, which is actually a nice one. And he is a super limit burst mage unit. So we looked at the card already. So they've upgraded his Super Trust. And pretty much what they did was they gave the passive magic a boost, essentially. So, Spear, one-handed, 220 raw magic on it. Dark Rain himself gets 1250 magic. And there's a note that we can stack this. And luckily for us, Dark Rain is a dual-wield unit. So, putting 2 of these on Dark Rain is going to be very strong. The killers are also plus, so it's 75% Fury and Reaper Killer on them as well. But that they boosted the raw magic on that, because in JP it's listed as only 500. So that's quite a big upgrade there, and letting us stack them. And then for his regular trust, just a store magic move essentially while reducing spirit. They don't have any numbers listed here. JP, it's a 200% and max of 300. So essentially you could cast it twice and get like 1.5 out of it. Magic plus 500. And he's based around dark. So we can take a look at the other stats on JP. Not sure if they're going to change anything outside of his super trust or not. That's the only thing I've noticed at the moment. So he gets triple cast, he's dark based, so he gets a bolting move, which is 144 X modifier, which isn't bad. He gets 5 stacks of Mirage. He gets increased modifier, 50, which should be to maybe his spell, because it also unlocks quad cast there, boosts his fire resistance. So his Magnus boosts dark resist, and it's nice because 50% and 300 for the stat buff also gives him 150 beast killer. So he does get dark magic. So he gets the Doomsday of 100x with the ignore, so that's a 200x hit there. But that's everybody, including your own party. So you got to be careful about that. And then he gets the Chaos Wave Awaken upgrade to Dark. So base limit burst, 80% Spirit Break, 120 Dark and Peril, boosts LB damage 150, and then does 200x hit. So all the modifiers happen before he does his damage, which is always very nice. And then the super version adds in a spare reduction of 25%, then does the break, then Beast and Aquatic Killer 100, and then a 350x hit. So overall, I mean, as a unit, he's very strong. He's premium for a reason. And then the other unit is going to be Reagan. He has his own banner, and this one's just a normal. So his banner ends the 2 weeks at 330, and it's going to be 42,000 lapis, I believe, to pity. He also has one of the step ups where you get 25 of his fragments per step per run. So he's listed as just a debuffer. Super limit burst unit as well. So his super trust is clothing, 72 attack, 38 defense. Ice and dark resist 30%. And breaker units only get boost equipment attack 100% when dual wielding. And they also get a activate ability to boost limit damage. And then his regular trust is like Tulian's. It's a break all and reduce light resistance, limited to breaker units only. And he's got some light damage listed as the focus there. So on the JP side, so just like Tulian's, 85 on his breaks for the trust with 130 on the light, just a different element there. And it looks like it's supposed to be a 30x modifier to physical limit bursts. You only get it for 2 turns, which means you got to cast it the turn before you LB. So he gets late bolting, a provoke, 75 all break, which is low, 80% single target, which is okay. He gets a one-use Magnus, which is 88 defense and spirit break, which is okay overall. Increase modifier by 600. Looks like that would be his Mira cooldown, which is already a 600x mod. So that would hit really hard. Magnus to boost his light damage, usual. Non-premium, he gets the 30% to boost there. He also does get a fire bolting move, a non-elemental mirror move. And he's got triple cast there. So auto cast breaks, that should be a 70, we'll see when you scroll down. Passive draw attacks, human and demon killer in his kit. and then TM gives him 100 to everything. So he's just about maxed on demons without anything else, and halfway on the humans. Dual wield unit, and he's got the unlocked chain cap, which is always nice. So yeah, his auto cast at the start is 70% on the breaks. So normal limit burst, 87% defense spirit break, decreased light, demon killer to all allies, and 135x mod. So very similar to what we got for Tulia now. And then the super version is all stats at 87, 145 late break, 160 on the killers, and a 230 hit. So overall, not too bad. I think this is kind of like the standard that the Alim fell into for breakers for a little bit. So that is pretty much all the news that we have. So for pulling, I'm not going to be pulling directly on the banners. I'm going to be using some EX tickets and my 110 Neovision random tickets. We'll see just how lucky we can get. I'm trying to save some resources and get stuff planned out for some future units coming in and everything. So we'll see just how lucky I get, or at least if I can get some usable units. So we're going to end this video here. Hope everybody enjoyed.